Hey guys, it's Ashley with the Candle Collective, and I'm bringing you a video today about how I went to a market and I sold one candle. Yes, it is absolutely true. My worst nightmare was confirmed. It happened in real time, and I'm going to share about it with you guys today, and hopefully some pitfalls that you guys can avoid and actually listening to your gut and how I ignored mine. If you're new here, my name is Ashley. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I like to create and start businesses and thankfully keep them going. And this latest endeavor has been taking you guys along with me on this candle making journey. Hey, while I do this video, I'm actually going to pack up all these fragrance oils because they're going to go to our lucky winner, Ashley. Love her name. I'm going to multitask while I share you guys this lovely story about a market that I went to recently. Today is the last day in July. So this market was actually a couple of weeks ago, and I've been wanting to share about it with you guys because I was like, it's just been like grinding my gears. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about things that I could have done differently, kind of like going through like all of this stuff. And thankfully I'm in a place with my business that going to a market and only selling one candle isn't going to like close the doors, but it definitely hurt my heart a little bit of setting the scene. Now, when I say market, this was a pop-up market. It was at a local business and it was in the middle of July. And if you are in the part of the country that has been experiencing these crazy heat waves like we have, they are like not for the faint of heart. And I'm talking like we are finally coming out of it right now, but it's been like 105 degrees like steadily. So let's set that scene first and foremost. And I don't typically do any markets during the summer season. I think my last one was the growers market that I usually do, and that one was like in the beginning of June, and even that was like very much pushing it because things were getting like super toasty and it was just a bit too much for us and something that we probably should have like maybe bowed out at that time. I don't really know how I should be packaging these. I don't send fragrance oils, so Ashley, I hope these make it to you. So it was a Saturday, and this shop, they partner with like a local nonprofit, I believe, and they do a pretty decent promotion, which is one of the reasons why I said that I would do it. And the other reason why I said that I would do it is because obviously they would host us inside, which is a non-negotiable. Because it was from 10 to 2 on a Saturday, and there was just literally no way that we could be outside. And then the other reason is because I have a previous employee, Sabrina, which some of you know, and she was like, hey, I'm looking for some extra hours. And so I was like, well, this opportunity came up to do this pop-up. If you want to run that, then you can go hog wild. Go do it. All of it was pretty much working out, and I was like, let's just try it, see how it goes. I wasn't expecting like crazy numbers. It was something that I packed for like pretty lightly. Usually like when I have a pretty good like gut feeling about things and feel like it's going to be a pretty good turnout and all of the stars are aligning and weather's going to be good and there's not a lot going on in the city and all those things, then I'll like pack a lot more. And sometimes my hopes and dreams are crushed that way, but thankfully this time we didn't have a huge haul. So Sabrina like took everything. And I think she was like running like maybe a little late for this one, but it was okay. It wasn't a big deal. Like, you know, she got there, she got set up. We had like our minimalist setup ready to go. Still didn't skip on experience. It looked great. Everything was good. And so I think it was about 2 hours into the market. I use Shopify, so I get notifications, like all the orders that come through. Sorry, I couldn't find my words there. So I was like, oh, I'll just check my phone, because I was like doing some stuff around the house with my husband and, you know, just trying to like do a day off, which isn't really ever a day off if you're like a homeowner or just person over the age of like 30. You know what I mean? So we're hanging out and I was like, oh, I'm just going to check my email real quick and see like what kind of sales we're doing today. And I look it up and I like refresh it and I'm like, oh, that's weird. Oh, I was like, well, maybe like the system isn't syncing. And so I like pulled the thing down and it like spins and then it's like email updated. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I was like, well, maybe like Shopify is, this is me flattering myself. I was like, maybe Shopify just isn't working right now and I'm not getting the notifications. So I get on Shopify and it's like 0 sales for the day because I also didn't have any sales online. Boo-hoo. So then I was like, well, this is not good. So I reach out, I send Sabrina a text thinking that she's going to be like busy and not be able to get back to me. And she gets right back to me and she's like, yeah, so there's like no sales. And I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on? And she's like, no one's really coming inside to shop in the shop, which was surprising to me because the space that we were at like has just such a cute space. And they've got like, it's a place that I would want to shop. Like I don't offer my candles at any place that I don't want to like drop some coin. So I was like, gosh, I can't even believe that. And I was like, well, is it like busy outside, even though it was like 105 degrees and the sun outside? And she's like, I mean, there's people out there, but it's still not that busy too. And I was like, oh man. I check in like an hour later and still nothing. And then finally, out of 4 hours of her being at one market, we get one sale. One freaking sale. Now, I'm not saying that like we're owed anything. I'm not saying that like our candles are literally going to change your life. 30-day money back guarantee. We do have very good candles, but I was just shocked. I was humbled. I was sad. I went through this whole like, do people not like us anymore? I went through this whole like identity crisis, just mourning, all the things, because I was just super, super bummed that this happened. This is like a moment that I had dreaded, like that worst case scenario of just like, you're not going to sell what you think you want to sell, or insert blank here of just, oh my gosh, we're going to have so much product left over, or all of the things. And I was so bummed, and I could tell that she was bummed too. And honestly, like there really wasn't much that could be done. Like it wasn't like for lack of effort. It wasn't for any reason other than I think that the weather just made people like not come out. I think that there is a serious saturation in pop-up markets in our city right now. I think that small businesses and retailers are, you know, not doing anything wrong. Let me just start with that preface. They're wanting to host events and bring people in, but then there's so many efforts throughout little pockets of the city that there becomes kind of this like exhaustion around the city where the decision making of like which event to go to, and almost kind of like, well, there's so many events to choose from that you almost choose none type of thing is what I think is happening. And it's such a bummer, you guys, because we literally sold one candle and it wasn't even a big one. So that was my first market that I did that I was at an extreme loss by the time I paid Sabrina. Paid obviously to be there, which was a minimal fee. And it was just like a huge learning experience. Like I should have trusted my gut. I should have known that, you know, when I say that we're not doing summer markets, it is for a reason. And I think that I kind of let my ego get the best of me and just be like, oh, well, this will be great. We'll do a little market. We'll sprinkle a little like income on the top and just, you know, just do a little surprise pop up. And it wasn't there. It's just not there for us. And so this point of this video is to share with you guys that trust your gut. There is going to be a market or an appearance or a day of sales that just simply is not going to make the cut. It is going to disappoint you. It is going to be sad. It is going to be like, oh, woe is me. And I had mine. I've had a few others, by the way. Like this isn't the first time. There have definitely been plenty that I have missed the mark on and that have just been devastating and sad. And I just want to say, like, as a reminder, like you're still doing great. And just sometimes the stars do not align. And take what you've learned from that experience or what you can learn and apply it to the next one and like truly trust your gut. That is like what I learned the most from that. Like just because, you know, I was trying to help her out with like maybe getting some hours and help myself out by being like, oh, it'll be a little pop. It still didn't feel like 100% right. And it wasn't. And so I'm done. I'm not going to do that one again. And that's okay. And I love that retailer and I love what they're doing. And I love all these little pop-up markets, but they're not all going to be the right fit for me. And I'm still on my market brigade. I love markets. They're so much fun. They fill my cup. And I did want to share that there was another market that I did on Friday this past week. And I was like a little bit hesitant about it, but I went through like all of my like checklist that I've shared in another video of like things to ask about, like making sure that it's right. It was a 2-hour luncheon at a women's event, and I was like really hesitant to do it, mostly because I was like, are they expecting to shop? You know, if they're expecting to just come and not shop or not do, you know, bring cash or bring money, maybe they're just planning to like pre or post workout or something, have a luncheon and then leave. If they're not in that mind frame, then sales will be really slow. And the girl was great. She was like, oh no, they're planning to shop. Like they're fully aware. I made more than I do in like a 4 or 5 hour market at that event. And it was lovely. There were connections made. It was like a very intimate experience with them. And it was just great. So, you know, still let markets surprise you, but definitely trust your gut if you're like feeling a weird, like, am I forcing this? Is it the right time? So on and so forth. Hopefully that was helpful, and go on and be great, guys. Thanks so much for watching. And if you have any experiences that you can share, please leave them in the comments below. And I really appreciate you guys watching this channel. If you haven't yet subscribed, I would absolutely love that. And I'll see you next time, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.